You're watching BionicDance. Don't run on automatic, instead, please think.
So have you ever known someone who at first seemed quite reasonable, but then they say something that just makes you go, buzz-a-ba-wah? Because that's the experience I just had. Let's do this. So I was going through atheist videos on YouTube, looking for something to respond to, and I came across one of those X number of questions for atheist videos, and most of the questions were in fact quite reasonable, but there was one that gave me pause. You'll probably know it when you see it, but for now, let's get to the questions.
Okay, question 1. To be an atheist is to not believe in some all-powerful, all-knowing being, right? So, even though you don't believe in a being like that, do you believe in any kind of spiritual beings? Like the spirits of animals, of the earth, stuff like that?
No. And I won't until you show me evidence that such a thing exists.
What about ghosts, or the spirits of your ancestors?
Again, no. I have no evidence for such a thing, and thus I do not believe.
Technically speaking, none of those are all-powerful or all-knowing.
Correct. But, you see, my atheism comes out of my skepticism, my questioning attitude towards the universe, my insistence upon evidence. And that is the same reason that I don't believe in any of those spiritual things that you're talking about, because I have no evidence for them any more than I have evidence for God. So, it's not a matter of atheism, except tangentially related because it has to do with my skepticism.
So my follow-up question number 2 is, could you still believe in any of the above and still call yourself an atheist?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, after all, theism is just a matter of being religious, a matter of believing in a deity. And if you believe in ghosts, you're not believing in deities. You pointed that out yourself. And do you have any idea what I would give to be able to fly under my own power? Or to be able to shoot lightning bolts or fireballs from my hands? I mean, magic is not theism. It's not. So yeah, you could believe in any of that stuff and still be an atheist. Doesn't mean you're right. You still have to show evidence that it exists. But yeah, you're still an atheist if you believe in some sort of magic. Absolutely.
Question number 3. What are your thoughts on mythology, be it Roman, Greek, Hindu, Egyptian, whatever?
Well, it's no more proved than any of the rest of this garbage, so it's basically just bad early sci-fi fantasy. It's fiction. I mean, unless someone produces some evidence, but I'm not holding my breath for that.
Question number 4. What are your thoughts on mythical creatures, fairies, unicorns, dragons, etc.?
Same as everything else. Prove it, or it's bullshit.
Question number 5. If you don't believe in heaven or hell, then what happens when we die? Do we roam the earth as spirits or ghosts? Are we reincarnated? That is the one thing about atheism that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, our spirits have to go somewhere, right? We can't just stop existing.
Gaza? Spirits? Whoever said we had spirits? Where's that coming from? I don't have a spirit. I mean, our brains are basically biological computers. They process the input from our senses, they allow us to think and to reason, and when we die, what that means is the computer has stopped functioning. We are broken. The warranty is expired. We're done. That's it. That's what death is. I mean, I've noticed this attitude even among some atheists, that we have a spirit, or that life is something added to matter. But as near as I can tell, life and non-life, the difference between the two is that life is matter functioning in concert in a certain way, and non-life is the lack of that functioning. I mean, life is not something extra added to matter. So when we die, it's over. Done. Finito. That's it. There's no spirit that just ends. Our processing ceases to function. That's it.
Question number 6. When did you decide to become an atheist, and how?
I didn't become an atheist. I started out an atheist and was lucky enough to not be indoctrinated into one of this world's religions.
When I say how, I mean, was there any kind of epiphany of your atheism, or did you accept it over a period of time?
Well, let's see. First I was conceived, and then in 9 months I was born, and then for the next 36 years or so I was just never taught to be religious. You see, your basic premise is flawed right from the start. Atheism is, in fact, the default position. Nobody starts out as a theist. It doesn't work like that. You see, you have to be taught to be religious. You have to be taught a mythology about a deity before you can ever become religious. And then I suppose you can have an epiphany, like you said later, and become an atheist, but it doesn't work the way you're describing. People don't start out theists. It just doesn't work like that.
Okay, to finish up this questionnaire, tell me a fun fact about you and your thoughts on the universe.
Okay, I made this entire video naked from the waist down. Until next time, fellow space travelers, this is BionicDance saying don't run on automatic. Instead, please think.
Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. And please visit my Zazzle store, where you'll find all kinds of BionicDance merchandise. If you don't like what I'm saying, there's a good chance you're the reason I'm saying it.